Honestly, just filming this video has made my heart rate increase out of anger so much, it's ridiculous.
They come on stars.
Hello, my sassy turtles. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm yet again back in my white wall setting. I liked it. It was very clean and just not distracting, unlike my messy room and my messy bathroom and my messy life. And today I'm coming at you with a list of pet peeves, things that just really annoy me so much. Now I've got my special YouTube notebook with me. I have a whole list of pet peeves, but I decided to only do the highlighted ones so this video isn't 10 hours long. But as you can see, I had quite a few. I filled the whole page along with the margins and everything. So now, before anybody gets offended and is like, hey, I do that, does that make me a terrible person? No, I actually do a lot of these things myself, which makes me kind of a hypocrite, which is a perfect segue into my first and most important pet peeve: hypocrites. I'm so annoyed by people who spend large amounts of time telling you that what you're doing is wrong, but then they go and do the same thing themselves. And I mean, I do this too. I give really good advice, but then I never follow it. And I mean, I would probably be better off following my own advice, but that is beside the point. So even though I do it too, it still irks me so much when other people do it to me. People who start talking and then just say never mind. You can't just start a conversation and then just say never mind. I wouldn't have felt the need to know if you hadn't started it, so don't bring it up if you're not gonna talk about it. There's just this feeling of suspense. And that's kind of actually similar to another one of my pet peeves, which is when somebody texts you and they're like, hey, can I ask you a question? And then you're like, yeah, sure. And then they take a really long time to respond. Because it's what were they gonna ask? What were they gonna say? It could be something like, hey, I've got extra tickets to a 21 Pilots concert. Do you wanna go with me? Or it could be something like, hey, I just killed a man. Do you want to help me go bury the body? And you just never know. And the worst part is that usually it ends up being something stupid like, hey, do you have the assignment for Friday? And all of your stress was just for nothing. It was pointless. People who act like your question is stupid just because they don't know the answer and they're too embarrassed to admit it. I had a biology teacher who did this all through my senior year of high school. She would make me feel like an idiot all the time just because I would ask her questions that I'm a naturally curious person, so sometimes my questions are a little bit weird or confusing, and so I don't expect her to know all the answers. But she, instead of just being like, hey, I don't know, she would make me feel like I'm stupid just because I want to know the answer to a question that we already talked about, when it's not even close to the question that we talked about. Can't act like I'm the one asking you a stupid question when you're the one who doesn't know the answer. Just tell me you don't know the answer. Screen lookers. People who, when you're playing something I don't know, Call of Duty, and you're sitting there, split screen, and they're losing, so they decide to look over at your screen. No, stop being a sore loser. Take the loss. Win next time. There's so many things you could be doing differently that would allow you to win, and instead of doing those, you're looking at my screen. And I know it's tempting because I've kind of done it a few times myself, but I try not to because I understand how annoying it is. But I don't want to have to wear a hood thing that's attached to the screen and my face just so you can't look at my half of the screen, because that's too much work. Now this one, I know that plenty of people can relate to. Stepping in water while wearing socks. It's the grossest feeling, and then it doesn't just straight up dry and then it's done. It's wet for a while, and then you're walking around and it's wet, and so you either have to take your socks off and walk around barefoot, or get a new pair of socks, and that's a lot of work, or you just have to deal with the gross feeling of your moist, disgusting sock against your foot. Mosquitoes and other little bugs that will attack your screen in the middle of the night. So you know how bugs are drawn to light, and sometimes you're sitting in your dark room, you're about to go to sleep, you're watching YouTube videos, texting friends, on Twitter, whatever it is you do on your phone, and suddenly this little dumbass mosquito just dive bombs your phone, and then it's just going like this against your phone, and you try to kill it, but it always moves away, and then you just have to deal with it until you go to sleep. I've literally gone to sleep earlier just because of that, because it's so annoying, especially since I have a phobia, or a very irrational phobia of all bugs. It's just go away. mind your own business. Find another light to like go like this on. And the last one, when Siri goes off in public. Especially in quiet places, this is like sort of kind of embarrassing because everybody looks at you and they're like, what you doing? Like, whether it's because you sit on it and somehow your butt cheek manages to like press on the button, which I don't even know how that makes sense, but it happens. Or like sometimes we used to have iPads at my high school, and so people would be like flipping through apps and sometimes they would press the home button too long and then Siri would go off. And then of course the teacher who doesn't know very much about technology would be like, who's playing with their iPad? And it's like, no, Siri just decided to go off because, you know, you pressed the home button for too long. And of course the whole class looks at you and they're like, oh, like that stupid thing people do when you do something like embarrassing or like awkward or whatever. And everybody thinks it's like super funny to like make that noise, and it's just, stop. Anyways, before I raise my blood pressure too much, that is the end of the video. That is not even close to all of my pet peeves. If you guys have any pet peeves that you feel like I should have included, leave them down in the comments. I'd love to read them. I love reading other people's pet peeves. If you like this video, like it, comment on it, let me know what you think. If you'd like to see this face ever again, subscribe down below and follow my other social media. And if you're new here, make sure you get caught up on all my other videos. There's one from last week, somewhere here or here. I don't know. I just recently started using an end card, so I'm not sure which side of the screen it's on. Somewhere to the side of me right now, there's another video. Click on it, watch it, binge watch my videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.